Hi, my name is Inge de Dreux, and today we're going to talk about pitching for entrepreneurs. Pitching is about presenting your idea. So presenting maybe to an audience, maybe to a customer, maybe to somebody who might be an important ally for you in the future, but presenting your business idea and presenting yourself as the entrepreneur. So this is very important because this way you can obtain new customers, you can get new allies, you can get people to know about you, about your idea, and also know how they can help you. So when you pitch, it's very important to take into account there's different kinds of pitches and there's different kinds of audiences. And really, every time you have an important event, you have an important pitch, you should revise your pitch and adapt your pitch to your audience. So there's a sales pitch, there's an investor's pitch, there's a pitch that you use for audiences in events for entrepreneurship. There's all sorts of pitches, and it's very important to adapt your pitch to what your audience needs to know. If they're customers, then they need to know about your value proposition. What can you mean for them as customers? What value will they receive? When you talk to investors, you talk about the value for investors. So what kind of rentability you will obtain? How much money do you need? What your idea is all about? Those kind of things are very important to investors. So take into account your audience and take into account what they would need to know about your business to be able to help. So this is very, very important in the first step of creating a pitch. Now, there are some elements that would be in general taken into account for a pitch. For example, the need or the problem that your business is based on. So the problem is very important because this is the basis. If there wouldn't be a problem or a need or a desire for your idea, you wouldn't be able to sell it to people or to propose it to people. So the first thing you need to address in your pitch is what need, what problem are you addressing, and how do people maybe identify with this problem. So this could be a very good introduction, and you could make an introduction through either some questions or some very important facts that have an impact on people, or maybe a personal story that's funny or that you could tell to people so that they would really feel engaged and they would identify with the need or with the problem. They can imagine the problem. So that is very important to catch people's attention because you want to keep their attention for the rest of your pitch. It's a very short time. You might have a pitch of a minute, 5 minutes, maybe eventually 15 minutes. But it's a very limited time to explain what you need people to know. So first, the need, the problem or the desire that you're basing your business on. And then you go to the solution. Now, in between the need and the solution, it's very important to make a sort of inflection point. So first, there's this desperate situation. You don't really know what to do. There's a lot of people who experience this problem. But now everything is going to be different because your company comes up with a new idea and this is going to solve everything. So, well, maybe that's a little bit dramatic, but that's the kind of scenario that you want to create for people. So the solution is going to resolve the whole problem that you just described, and you describe your product being the solution, of course, or your service being the solution. Now, after presenting your solution, you can give some facts about the market and about the scale this is going to be. So you can say something like, in Latin America, there's X amount of people experiencing this problem. Or in the world, there's X amount of businesses who can avoid spending X amount of dollars just because this solution has come up. So you're focusing on how big this idea could be, how many people are experiencing, how much money is involved, or something like that, to give people an idea about the scale it could be. Then you could talk a little bit about the competition and how you're going to be different than the competition. It's very, very important to know everybody has competition. Every idea experiences some kind of competition. Even though it might be very inferior, it's still competition. So it's very important to mention the competition and how you're going to be better or different than your competition. Then, of course, after that element of differentiation and competition, you can mention the team that's working on it. So your working team, whoever is with you in this idea. And then, last but not least, you give a call to action. So it's very essential to call people to action now that people know about your idea, now that the audience knows about what you're doing. What can they do to help you? Do you want them to buy your product or your service? Do you want them to get investment for you? Do you want to obtain new contacts? Do you want strategic alliances? What do you want people to do right now? What can they do to help you? So this is the way that you end your pitch. Now, of course, the content of your pitch is very important, but it's also very important to transmit your idea with the right energy and the right posture for your audience. So be sure that you are feeling very secure about your idea, that you stand very firmly and you stand with a lot of confidence in front of the audience. Be sure about the gestures you make with your hands, which should be secure. Make eye contact with your audience and try to transmit to each and every member of the audience how passionate you feel about your idea. So for the people, this is something new, but you are very passionate about your idea. Now, how do you transmit your passion to these people? So make sure that everybody feels identified with your story, with your product, with your presentation, and be sure that you are very confident about presenting your idea. Keep a close eye on your respiration. Try to breathe very deep and try to transmit the energy that you get from your posture and from your respiration to the audience. So good luck practicing. Maybe you could even in the comments post a little bit of practice, a little video of practice, or some comments about how you're doing with your pitch. Good luck. And if you are interested in videos and tutorials about entrepreneurship, please subscribe to this channel.